Hello, everyone. Very good morning and good evening. Welcome to our SAP Step Up Circles. Parminder this side. Today's topic is how to handle career gaps in SAP job search. Now, this topic, I got a lot of questions. A lot of email comes. A lot of people ask me over the LinkedIn. A lot of people, when even I do the one-to-one career coachings, a lot of people has this question, ki boss, I have a career gap. And now how I can cover the career gap? Career gap can come from the different reasons. Very common for ladies, so they take a career gap for marriage or for bringing up their kids. A career gap has been taken. Few people take a career gap. They don't want, but the career gap happens. During the COVID or during the recession period, they have been asked to leave the job. And then to get another job, there is a career gap now for 1 to 2 years. You are trying, but you're not getting it. So career gap came up. Or you want to start it something on your own, and because of you wanted to start something on your own, or you are trying something else, the career gap came up, right? So there can be the multiple different reasons can be there to have a career gap. So the first thing which I want to talk about is it's okay to have a career gap. Okay, it's okay to have a career gap. Now, some people think that in a career, if a career gap is there, it's kind of a black dot on their career. Okay, the 2 year, 3 year gaps there. So that's a black dot on their profile, which should not be there, which must not be there, and it need to be filled with something. Okay, believe me, nowadays, if you ask me about 15 to 20 years ago, taking a career gap was not that common. Nowadays, even people are willingly taking a career gaps to make sure that they put themselves apart from the corporate life for a time being. Some people have a health issues to recover from that. And it's also very common in Europe to take the career gaps to work on yourself, right? So there is nothing wrong to have a career gap. There is nothing wrong if you need to take a career gap, you had a kid and you need to take care of your kids, you need to bring them up. You have taken a 3, 4, 5 years of career back. There is nothing wrong to it. Okay, don't take it as a black dot on your career profile and ये तो बहुत ही कुछ गलत चीज है, it must need to be covered. So make a note of it. It's okay to have a career gap. If you are having a career gap, it does not mean that's a very bad thing. It does not mean that you will not be getting any job ahead. If the career gap is there, you can mention the career gap in your CV. There is no problem mentioning your career gap in the CV. There is no problem at all. You can mention it. What are the things you need to take care of? The few peoples, and I have many examples now. I do a lot of career counseling. People come speak to me, and now I have many examples. Don't show fake experience to cover up the gaps. I know one of the ladies. She was working in Deloitte for 2 years. 2 years working in a Deloitte, and they have asked her to leave because they keep on doing the background check. And after 2 years, they did a background check because one of the client have been asked. And in that background check, they found that one of the earlier uh, experience which has been shown is not good. And after 2 years, they have asked him to put the resignation paper. I know the people working in TCS. I know the people working in Tech Mahindra. I know the people who have working in IBM, joined the IBM. And these things happens, you know that they will not do the first career background check because career background check sometimes takes time. You would join the company, and if after you are joining the company also for 3 to 4 months, there would be the background verification. And one of the example I have seen that after 2 years, the background verification was done and they have been asked to leave the job because what they have tried to show some fake experience to cover up the career gap. Now, what is the fake experience? That also you need to try to understand कि भैया fake experience क्या है? If you are being with me through the SastraGeek Solutions, through the blogs, through the videos, through our job and mastery courses, I will keep on talking about manipulated experience. Okay, I ask people to, when they prepare the CV, to manipulate the experience. Now, there's a difference between a manipulated experience and there's a difference between the fake experience. Okay, fake experiences, you have not worked in a company at all. You have gone to somewhere, you have asked, yeah, show, give me the paper. that I have worked for this company, or you goofed up the papers and you have shown that up. That's a fake experience. You have not worked for the company and you're trying to show you have worked for that particular company. That's a fake experience. That's what we warn you not to do that. Okay. We warn you not to do that. There can be bigger consequences for that. There can be bigger consequences for that. I also know the examples where basically people are charging, and that those most of the cases I'm hearing it from Hyderabad, right? I have cases where people have charged and they have made the salary slips, even the Form 16, and even the bank statement also they have given. What bank you are holding, that bank you give it, and they have given the false bank statement. Everything they have given, they charge and they have given it to you. And then again, those things does not work. Don't go into that path. I have known the people, one of my students, even I asked not to do it. They have given money to someone. They have asked 50,000, 60,000 rupees to get these things done. And after taking the money, they are not picking the calls. Okay. So don't get scammed yourself. Don't get scammed yourself. First of the thing, the career gap happened to you because of some reason. So accept it. Some people also think, yeah, I have a career gap. Now, my total experience so far is 8 years, but I have a career gap between 4 years. Okay. So which means I would be getting a salary packages only based on the 4 years of my working. But that is true, right? You have only worked for 4 years, so you should be considered as a 4 year of working. Why you want to get a salary package based on the 8 years of working which you have not done? Right? That is ethically wrong, right? So you need to make sure follow the right paths. Sometimes the right path would be difficult, but follow the right path. Your salaries and other things, there are the multiple other ways to reach to certain level. You will see, okay, you will see in the market that a 4 year experience guy is earning equivalent to the 10 years of experience guy also. And that is very common between operations and consulting. And within consulting also, you will see there is one consultant, he is doing consulting for 10 years. There is another consultant who is doing a consulting for 4 years. And 4 years guy is earning more than the 10 years guy. That kind of examples also you will get it, right? So your earning can be more if you have a right skill sets, right? So to make your earning high, it does not mean that ki career gap ko fill karna padega. We'll have to forcefully do something with the career gaps. No, there are the other ways also by which you would be able to earn much higher. Okay, and those are the ethical ways to do it. So I would recommend to do you that go with the ethical ways. Don't show the fake experience. Don't try to cover up your career gap with any of the false experience. Okay, that's the thing you need to make a note of it. That's the thing you need to make a note of it. It can create a problem in future. If that statement is very clear, I want you to put VC on the chat window. And if anyone has any questions related to that, any further questions, you can put it into the chat. But if that statement is very clear, don't show the fake experience. Put VC. Everyone, put VC in the chat. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, now the most important thing is you should cover the knowledge gap, not the career gap. Okay. I see a lot of people, they come to us from 3 years, 5 years, we are not working, we have taken a gap. Now, how to do the things? The first thing you need to cover is your knowledge gap. But because when you're jumping into the IT side, or when you're working into the IT side, there are a lot of changes happens. ECC से S4 HANA आ गया. Within S4 HANA also we are now into the 2023 version, right? A lot of changes happen in each of the version. A lot of new things has been introduced. So the most important thing is to cover the career gap. I give you one of the example. One guy reached out to me and he was earlier working on SAP SD module. And now he has a career gap, around 6 to 7 years of career gap. Not 6 to 7, around somewhere around 8 to 10 years of career gap he had. Now he said it how I want to go back. He was working as a consultant. Okay. And he wants to go back now as a consultant again. What should I do? The question has been asked. So I told them, boss, the first thing you need to do is refresh your knowledge. First thing you need to do is refresh your knowledge. 8 to 10 years gap is a lot. Okay. You might be forgetting a lot of things. So make sure you refresh your knowledge. Okay. So how do we cover the knowledge gap? So the first thing need to be done to refresh your knowledge. Whatever the module you're working, and make sure when you're refreshing your knowledge, get some hands-on. Hands-on mean you need to have some SAP server on which you would be practicing on. Because in last 8 to 10 years, you are not having any hands-on, but people does not prefer to take someone into a job who does not have a good hands-on. Okay. And in the interviews, it will come up, boss, you don't have a good hands-on. They don't prefer. They don't only prefer the theoretical knowledge. Okay. That's why a lot of companies does not prefer to take the people who has a career gap, because they don't have a right, they don't have a hands-on, and when immediately they would be putting on to some deliverables, they might not be able to deliver it. That's what the thinking is, right? So make sure you refresh your knowledge, make sure you get some good hands-on, make sure. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Update yourself with state-of-art technology. Now, what is the state of our technology? State of our technology, what is currently going on? So currently S4HANA going on. So you need to make sure you upgrade yourself with SAP S4HANA. Maybe you are having experience in ECC, but right now the S4HANA is going on. You need to upgrade and update yourself with S4HANA. Okay. So for that guy we were having a discussion for SAP SD, what we suggested them after checking his knowledge profile, we suggested them we have two courses which you need to do it. We have a SAP SD Mastery course. Both courses are on S4HANA. Mastery course, you would be able to refresh all of your knowledge, all of the core concepts you would be able to refresh. And whatever has been introduced new in SAP S4HANA, that you would be able to learn with our SAP S4HANA SD Excellence course. So that two courses we have offered them, ki boss, you take these two courses, and then one course will help you to refresh, another course will help you to learn ahead what are the things available in the market. What are the things available in the market, right? But with that knowledge, what you would be able to do, you would be putting the things in your CV. You would be able to put the things in your CV. All the keywords will come, which is required in the recent market, the business partner, S4HANA, conversion, activate methodology. What are the new things are there? Everything will come in your CV. When a lot of right keywords are there, then even though you are having a career gap, your CV will start reflecting on top. It will start getting shortlisted. Okay, it will start getting shortlisted. But still, if you have one guy who is the 6 years of career gap, he's restarting it. And you have another guy who is into the stream and he is looking for, the preference would be given to the guy who is into the stream, right? So with that, what you need to do, you need to add more keywords in the more keywords into your CV so that your CVs can be used, or your CVs can be considered for the multiple different kind of jobs, so that if it is considered for 6, at least for 2, you will be getting an interview calls, even though you're having a career gap. So for that, you need to learn a lot of things, different things you need to learn it, right? So that we have put it into our bundle courses. We trained you onto the HANA Migration Cockpit. We trained you into the Fury, A to Z Fury courses there. We give you a little bit knowledge onto the Activate, all the new things available in S4HANA. We trained you onto the iDoc side with our mastery courses. Okay, we trained you how the implementation projects happens, how the testing happens, how the support projects happens. Little bit of the technical side also we trained you. So when you have a career gap, make sure that you need to work more. You need to learn more. Learning more, getting a more knowledge is the way to fill the gap. Okay, make a note of it. Getting a more knowledge is the way to fill the gap. With the more knowledge, with the right skill set, you can not only fill the gap, but you can also get into the higher salary packages. You can also get into the higher salary packages. You have a 4 years of experience. You have a 6 years of gap. Now, overall, you have 10 years. With the right skill set, with the right knowledge, you can get when you'll be going from 10 years to 12 years or 13 years, you would be able to compete and you would be able to get similar or more salaries by the person who is continuously working for 13 years. It can happen if you fill the gap of the knowledge. Don't worry about filling the gap of the career. Some people think, अरे यार मेरा तो career गया, मैं तो बर्बाद हो गया. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. People understand there can be the career gaps, and you need to understand you are at the part of the niche technology. SAP is the niche technology. Not everyone knows SAP. If you have a right skill set, if you have a sound knowledge in it, it can take a little bit of time, but it will come to you. It will come to you, right? Other thing which you need to know, which you need to do, if you are having a career gap, you need to be multi-skilled. भैया किसी को select करना है, somebody wants to select you. Why he will select you? You have a career gap. Another guy does not have, is into the continue into the motion. A lot of things will be refreshed. You need to showcase them that you are better than the others. How you would be better than? I know people working onto the 15 to 16 years and they still know SAP ECC. ECC ke ek do implementation, 8-10 years of support. They are still into the SAP ECC. So you need to prove them that you are better than the crowd. How you are better than the crowd? You have a sound knowledge on the module. You know all the new things into that particular modules. You know the multiple modules, and you also know some of the niche modules, some of the advanced modules, which is not very quickly available in the market. So all this doing is not a cup of tea. Yahan pe beta, I am drinking this green tea and giving a lecture to you. I know it is not that simple. What I am asking to do would be a very difficult path. It would require huge amount of efforts, but the good fruits comes with the efforts only. Okay. To get a fruit which is eatable, you need to go through a cycle, right? Fields need to be prepared, seed need to be put, tree need to grow, then the fruit comes, right? All of the efforts would be there. There is no shortcut. Even though there would be a people in Hyderabad and so many people would be giving you shortcuts, I don't recommend the shortcuts. Okay, because I don't want you to get into a job. I want you to get into a job and perform like no one others can perform. You need to also independently stand in your jobs and work as a consultant, right? So shortcut does not work. A huge amount of efforts would be required, which need to be applied on. So another thing which you need to do is get yourself multi-skilled. Multi-skilled means add one more core module. Okay, the core module which we have selected to other people, generally SD people, we ask them also to get trained on SAP MM, or MM people get trained on SD. MM and SD support each other. Different people, after checking the profile, we ask them that which other modules they need to put their hands on, so that they can put that I am multi-skilled. If a consulting company is taking you, if this kind of projects come, I can work. If that kind of projects come, I can work. Okay, so you need to be multi-skills. Add on one more core module. I can see some questions are coming it up. Just let them put it there. Okay, let them put it there, and then I will be answering them one by one. Okay, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Add one advanced module. Add one advanced module. Okay, advanced module can be TM. The particular scenario I'm working, I have shown the story of a particular SAP SD guy who came to us. So that is what we have suggested them. It would not be easy to make sure that SD is revised. SAP S/4HANA Excellence has been done with SD. All the advanced knowledge is done. Putting a hand on MM and then do TM. And it is also not required that when you will do all of this tick, 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 then only you will get a job. Even there can be the chances that you have revised SAP SD, then you will also get the job, right? But What I want you to tell that I always want you to tell that when in this condition, when you'll be revising your module, after your 60% revision has been done, you will go into the market. You will not wait ki bhaiya, I will do this, then I will go into the market. No. Going into the market, being available in the market is very important. There you will come to know ki bhaiya, what is coming. Some interviews will happen, some mirror would be shown to you. You would be able to understand, ki, okay, the pricing is the part where I am getting difficulty. I need to jump into the pricing related videos and watch them, make myself prepared for the next interviews. So being available in the market is the key thing. Make sure you are available in the market when you are doing all these things, when you're refreshing your module, 50%, or when you're learning the first module, once the 50, 60% is done, be available in the market, and then rest all things will be available. Parallel, you are available into the market. You will be keep updating your CV. You will be keep updating your modules in the CV, right? Be open and flexible. I would ask you to be open and be flexible. Some people are very rigid, right? That no, I only work from home. I only want to work from Pune. I am in MM. I would be working only on MM. I'm getting another module requirement. They are saying that, okay, we'll train you in that module and then you need to work on this. No. This scenarios happens. Even we have a lot of requirements in SastraGeek Solutions. We have at least released 7 to 8 offer letters in last 3 to 4 months. And we prefer to take our students first, then to go into the open market. And in our students also, we have seen that people are rigid. And a few of the people who has career gaps, they are also rigid. नहीं sir, MM सीखा मैंने, EWM सीखा. I want to stick with that, and I want to get your consulting experience is very important. Modules, you need to start with one modules. Once you have started, you can shift from one modules to another module. But a start is very important. Start is very important. You know that a car is standing, engine is not working. 4 people will require to push it and then to make it start. But when the car is already running, shifting the gears and making it from the second gear to fourth gear, shifting to fourth to third is easy. A running car, the things can be done easily, but to make the car run, it takes efforts, right? So you need to make sure that your car should run. For that, you need to be flexible. Okay, you need to be flexible maybe for the relocations. You need to be flexible to go to the client sites. You need to be flexible for the modules also. So I was having a requirement and the requirements were related to SAP SD. I asked one of my MM students, I found he's strong. I said, boss, would you be able to open to learn quickly SD? And I have this consulting job will offer to you. I said, no, sir, MM kiya hai first. And that's the case where we are not saying that you upskill yourself in SD, then we take you. We say that we'll help you to get upskill in SD. Answer came no. Then we got another job. In that I required CS. I asked to my students, one of the MM students said that she's okay to work even in CS. She just want to get her career started. And the another people is still rigid. No, I cannot do CS. I will just prefer MM or EWM. So we get her on, we trained her on CS, and then she started delivering the stuff related to CS also. So make sure you are open. Okay, make sure you are open, make sure you are flexible to get your car started, to come onto the job profiles after the career gap. So show the flexibility that you're open. If the another modules are there, you would be keen to learn and quickly deliver the other modules also. Okay, so be open and flexible. That would be the key. That would be the key. That is the number point 3, that how you would be able to bridge your gap in the knowledge, and then knowledge gap bridging would help you to get a job after your career gap. I have few questions in the chat. I would quickly go. If there is any generic thing is there, I will put it for the last, but if something related to the stuff which we have discussed, I would like to answer first. Ravneet Singh is asking, if someone is working as end user, in that case, if you are working as end user, you don't have a career gap, you can manipulate your experience. And our SAP Job and Mastery would help you to manipulate the experience. Okay. We ask that if you're working as a end user, try to showcase as a key user or core user. If you're working as a key user and core user, try to showcase as an in-house consultant. There's a very thin, if you have a knowledge, there's very thin gap between them. It's always, that I was working in Accenture, and my promotion was due for as a manager, and I was not get promoted. I asked to my boss and say that what I need to do. And he told me that if you want to become a manager, in your existing role, you need to do the things which is manager. You are a consultant, senior consultant, but you need to showcase the capabilities of manager, right? You need to showcase that these are the extra things which you have delivered it apart from your existing responsibility, which can take you to the manager level. So if you want to reach to the next level, you need to showcase that you can do the things which is required for the next level. Okay, you need to sell it off. That is, you can do the manipulated experience, but not the fake experience for that. That is for our need. Nilesh is having a question. What about the if projects are not allocated and waited a long period? I joined as a fresher. If you have waited for a long period and the project has not been allocated, you showcase as experience. That experience is counted. Now I will let you know how you can get those experience counted. It happened to me. When I joined my first consulting company, Accenture, almost for 5 months, I was on gap. I was on bench. Okay, when I was on bench, it does not mean I'm not getting experience. I worked for Accenture, that is experience is counted, but it depends on me how I can get it counted. Within this 5 months of period, I learned SAP ABAP through Accenture only. I learned SAP APO, Advanced Planning and Optimizations. And I also connected with the capabilities. And for the capabilities, we started working on preparing the documentations. Okay, so there is some capability work which you can contribute to when you are on bench. Okay, so that kind of, rather than showing it as a bench, you can showcase that you have worked for the capabilities. The capabilities work like some project is already going on, and in that project, they need a quick help that how the bill of materials would be uploaded, right? And what you have done, you have used the HANA Migration Cockpit by using the sandbox servers given by the company. You prepared a good document, a knowledge asset you have created, and you have given to the capability if in any projects they are looking for how the bill of materials need to be uploaded by using HANA Migration Cockpit. This is a document step-by-step guide which can help them out. Okay, so that is kind of a capability work which you can showcase. That was a question from Nilesh. Ravneet is asking, do we need to be techno-functional? It is not mandatory to be techno-functional, but I always recommend all the functional consultants, when you have a 5, 6, 7 years of experience, after that, try to add some technical into it, which does not mean you need to be knowing 100% as a ABAP consultant. So we have created a course for that. It's known as ABAP for Function Consultant. With that course, you can make yourself as a techno-functional. Okay, but that is after 5 to 6 years of experience as a functional consultant. My team would be giving the link for that courses in the chat. Zurez is asking, I see many job descriptions require cross-functional knowledge. Is it required to be knowing multiple SAP modules in depth? Companies also ask for master data management roles and also want to full implementation projects. Very good question. Let me take a bigger sip of water so that I can speak more to answer that question. Okay, so multiple modules knowledge would be required, right? So you need to work to make sure your one module is a core module. In the example, the story I have told, in that one, the SD would be the core module. You would be knowing everything. Every module is the ocean, knowing everything, even I don't know. After having 20 plus years of experience, I don't know even one single module where I know I can say everything I know. Not possible. So one particular module where you have a sound knowledge, and the another modules when you are learning, if you have a 30, 40 to 50% knowledge, that's fine. If you know the business processes, how those business processes can be done in the system, what master data is required, and what is the main configurations. Okay, what is the main configuration? That much of knowledge, if you need, if you know for the other modules, that's good enough to call you as, to call yourself as a uh, to call yourself as a um, uh, guy who knows the multiple modules. I started my career with PP. Okay, within the first project, I never learned QM, right? But within the first project, I need to deliver QM also. So I learned QM. In the same project, I need to deliver WM also later on. So I also learned the WM, the basics. So that's how I keep on adding the modules. Then after seeing my skill set, they have been asked me to work onto the MM module. Okay, even though I have not learned a lot of things in MM, but I was knowing all the business processes. Master data, I was always very strong into it. MM master data, I always know because a lot of linkages with their PP, and MM business processes also, because I've worked into the manufacturing company almost for 4 years. So business process I was knowing, and I also learned that how these business processes can be done in SAP. With that much of knowledge, once you are into one module doing a consulting, jumping into another module is not that difficult. Then I jump into SG also. That's how I keep on added my modules and learned when I've gone through my career journey. 1 to 2 implementation also has been asked. Okay. So 1 to 2 implementation, that is a key word, that is an important word which should be available in your CV. So how we help you to add 1 to 2 implementations? So wherever you are having experience, a previous experience, that is the part where you can add end-to-end implementation. And I will come to the next point. Just wait a little bit more. How with us you can add a end-to-end implementation in your CV. I will also explain you. So we have a course. If you take us the mastery course from us, and all of our live sessions for the mastery will start by end of April or by first week of May. Our new iteration for SD, MM, PP, and FICO is going to start. SD, MM, PP, FICO new iterations are going to start by end of April or by first week of May. So when we train you and when you take a bundle, we also give you a course which is named as a SAP Job Hunt Mastery and Implementation Project Exposure. In that, it's a big course which you need to do on a self-paced mode, 60 to 70 hours of course, where we have trained you, where I have given a live example that this is a project which I have done the implementation. What business was there? How many plants was there? What they were producing? How many different line was there? What they were procuring it? What they were selling it? Everything I have explained, and how we have implemented SAP on that company. That step by step with including all the documentation has been explained in that course. So once you do that course and you do a quick 2 revisions, you get knowledge equivalent to one implementation project, which you would be able to showcase in your CV. How technically you will be able to showcase in your CV, I'm going to that point next in my next bullet point. It's to be advised. Is it to be advised someone can be expert for more than couple of SAP modules? You can do it. You can do it. I handle myself SDMMPP related modules. I can easily handle it. So these are the 3 modules where I am strong in. So you can with your experience when you are going it, if you keep learning on, you can learn more than a module. It's not impossible task. You can do it. This is the last question I'm taking it up, and then the next question I will take it up when I cover the point number 4 and 5. Which next module one can learn if they belong to SAP TM to become multi-skilled? If you have only SAP TM as of now, you must add SAP SD. SD plus TM goes hands on hand, and SD is a core module. TM is an advanced module. If you're already in an advanced module, it's also important to learn core modules. SD, MM, PP, FICO, these 4 modules, we call it as the core modules of SAP functional consultants. So out of these 4 modules, everyone should learn at least one module out of these 4. Okay, I have more questions. I know you have a lot of questions, and I love to answer every single question of your side. Let me quickly cover the rest 2 of the points, and then we will completely jump into the question and answers. So by that, now that you understand, it's okay to have a career gap. Okay, Don't show fake experience to cover the career gaps. Make sure you cover the knowledge gap. That's important. That will lead to you into a job. Now, you should have a genuine story to justify your career gap. There are some people who have been asked to leave the job, okay, due to the COVID or due to some another issues. Make sure you have a very genuine story to tell that why you have a career gap. The ladies who have taken the career gap, they have a very genuine story for the home, for the bringing up the kids. The career gap has been taken and they want to now rejoin. That's very genuine story and there's nothing wrong about it. Okay, there's nothing wrong about it. You have done the most, you have gone to the most important and most difficult part of any career, that's being a mother. Okay, so give a value to it, give a weightage to it. If you give the value and weightage, other will also give it. So it's okay to have that career gap, not a problem. But you should be having that story, okay, that this from this year to this year you was in the motherhood. Okay. The other people who are having a career gap, make sure you have a beautiful crafted story to tell for the career gap. Why career gap? Why it has been taken? Why it came up? Okay. It can be that you want to start something on your own and you started it, it didn't work. It can be that you went to your hometown and in your hometown, your father business is there, which need to be wrapped it up and he need your help to get it wrapped it up. You went there, you wrapped it up, the family business, you have taken care of the properties and the other things, and now you are back. Now you want to join again. There's some major illness to you. There is some major illness came in your family, which need to be taken care of. And because of to take care of your parent or to take care of your near and dear one, you have taken the career gap. And now the things have been sorted and you want to join back. Okay, so those kind of things can be there where you have some justified story to tell about your career gap. Okay, tell the story with the confidence and with the emotions. Okay, personalize the story. Okay, so make sure that story is available with you, which you can tell in the interviews. Now, how we can help you to fill some of the gap where basically the career gap can also be filled and the knowledge gap can also be filled. If you take from us the Mastery and Excellence bundle, or if you take the two bundles from us as a courses, we offer the complimentary internship, where we also give the certification of the internship for 6 months. So that 6 months, you can fill it up. And in this internship, this is not a paper certificate, but you need to also sit in the internship batch. So what do we do in the internship batch? In internship batch, I bring it up a scenario that this is a company. These are the operations of the company. And for this company, we need to implement SAP, where SD, MM, PP, FICO, ABAP, these modules would be there, which need to be implemented. To implement that project, now that is a kind of a mock-up project, which would be happening in our sandbox system, in SastraGeek sandbox system. We would be having a different consultant. We'll be making the teams. We'll be having a team leads, and we'll also be having a project managers. Okay, and with that, I would be giving you the full scenario, and then in the three, we target in the three, but sometimes it takes us the 4 months. In 3 to 4 months, you need to deliver that project. In delivering that project, you need to have internal discussions, a lot of internal discussion. Once in a week, a call happens with me, where basically I guide you that what stage we are into the project, and we assign the activities and the assignments, which you need to get it completed. So you need to start with the as studies, to be studies, questionnaire, discussion with the business, asking the questions to get the right requirements, to get the correct requirement available. Okay, you need to prepare the business blueprint documents. You need to prepare the functional specifications. You need to discuss with the ABAPers to get the developments done, to get the enhancements done in the system. Those all kind of things you would be requiring it to get it done. Okay, you need to prepare test scripts, you need to prepare test plans, you need to prepare the FUT documents, functional unit test document. You need to prepare the cutover plans. You need to upload the data also by with the MAS tools like HANA Migration Cockpit. So in all the phases, you need to go through it. Okay, generally this will happen in a year or 1.5 years, but we'll try to give it a short simulated experience to you where you would be working with your own hands, doing all the configuration, running all the processes end to end, integrated with the different modules. Okay, so this internship has been crafted like that, that even if you don't have a career gap, if you're also working somewhere, you would be able to do parallel to your working. We would be expecting that overall 20 hours per week of time you should give it to, so that the assignments get completed in the internship. And if you join the internship and if you don't get active involvement, you don't complete the assignments, we also don't give you the certification. Okay. So this is to not to fill your gap with the certification, but this is to fill your gap with certification, and where you can also speak about in the interviews, ki boss, yes, I have worked onto this particular project. I was having a career gap and there was a requirement in implementation project, but they was offering as an internship, as an intern, I need to join. And because of my career gap, I joined. And in that one, I have also, I gained this much of knowledge, and one of the implementation project I have worked on. People who are keen to get involved, keen to do the things. We have also given the chance to people to join for multiple projects, 2 to 3 projects also people have joined and delivered it. Okay, so those kind of people also we have. If you are keen to get involved, to complete the assignment, we can also give the chance to do more than one implementation with us. So that implementation, I'm not getting paid from anyone. Okay, I'm creating that scenario. People ask me whether it's a real implementation. No, boss.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Real implementation, the resource onboarding required multiple things. You need to pass. I have multiple clients which we are serving for. If I need to put you in that client, you need to pass at least 4 to 5 interviews. You should be ready for that. And then only the access would be given to you. You would be formally onboarded onto a project and the access would be given. Anyone who is new, who is not confident, we don't prefer to give them the client sandbox itself to play around. That's not a play system. That's not a playground where you can do anything. Okay. So the real project, it will not be there. It would be simulated project. Whether I am getting paid for those projects, no, I'm not getting any payment from that projects. Me and my team is putting efforts so that you can get the exposure. And we also want only the most interested people to jump in, because it takes a lot of efforts. Me sitting it for 2 or 3 hours, guiding it to you, I don't charge any of my client less than $100 per hour. And I am sitting you, guiding it to you. I want only people who are most interested into it to do those kind of internship program. And I cannot do an internship program with 50 or 100 people. We have a limit. So we can only do this program with 20 or 25 people together to create a project and team. And so we need very interested people for that. My team would be sharing a link if you want to have a look onto the internship program. So that is very important. And a lot of our people who was having a career gaps was able to get it done. So if you go to our success stories, we have not highlighted in the success story that there was a career gap, although in some cases it has been highlighted. You can go to the success story of Karishma. You can go to a success story of Snehal. We will be doing a success story with Neha. These all are examples where basically they came to us, they were into the career gap, some people into 10 to 15 years. And with that career gap, now they have been restarted. Rakshita is one of them also. A lot of examples we have which we were able to do it, and two things help them a lot: our SAP job and mastery course and the internship program gave them the confidence, gave them it opened their mind. Okay, ऐसे काम करता है consultant, this is how the consultant works, this is how all the things need to be done. And that give you, if you work into the internship program, that gives you a lot of content to put in your CV and in your mind so that you can speak up in the interviews. Okay, and it can also many times help you to bridge the gap. One of the very recent example is Pooja. We still need to do a success story with her. She also was able to get it done after getting the internship program. Career gap was filled, and based on the internship experience, she was able to get another job in US. So many examples are filled it up, but all these peoples, they have put a lot of efforts. I have seen the people. I will not take anything wrong to you because I want to sell my courses. I have seen the people getting succeeded. I have seen every batch there would be 5 to 7 people who would join in and they will get dropped off. They would not be able to complete the assignments. They would not be able to put the efforts. They would not be able to give the time which is required. But the people who have really given the time, okay, and did it into the multiple iterations, they were able to swim across. People who quit it, people who have not put in the efforts, they were not able to do it. So all these things require a lot of efforts. SAP is very lucrative job. The salaries, pay scales, and the kind of environment you get it as a consultant, kind of respect you get it as a consultant. Okay, knowledge always brings the respect also, right? That attracts many. But to get to that point, you also be ready to put a lot of efforts. So a lot of efforts would be required to get your car started. And once your car started, still you need to put efforts, keep on going efforts to keep yourself updated. That's how you would be able to sustain in the ecosystem of SAP, and you would be able to keep on growing even though the things are changing. That is all from my side from the today's, and I see a lot of questions are there. And I would be now starting in parallel. You would be able to ask the question and you can also raise your hands. Okay. I would go through two to three questions and then I will see the people who have raised the hand to answer their question. Now, because this is a career related thing, so all the career related questions also you can put it there. Apart from this, the content which we have talked about, which is how to handle the career gap in SAP job search. So I will take 2 to 3 questions and then I will go to one of the hand raised. Okay. So I would be starting with where I have left. I think Shrutika question I have answered. Let me go into the Nilesh question. Is it possible to work in SAP TM if domain experience is a chemical production only? When you want to select your module, okay, when you want to select your module, please select your module. That's my personal request. Anyone can do anything, and many also get failed, and some will sail through. My advice would be there, use your domain experience. Use your domain experience to get your first SAP job. Because when you do the consulting, it's not only the module knowledge which you have learned from us helps you to do the consulting. Your operation experience is very important. That helps you a lot. My 4 years of operation experience is the most valuated experience which I get. When I was working in operations, I learned quality, I learned production, I learned planning, I learned warehouse management. All these business processes I have seen in front of me. And I was a core production guy. I was a production engineer. That's how I started with SAP PP module. And it helped me a lot. When I today also when I discuss with the business, because I have worked into so many implementation, I have worked core production, I'm able to understand their problem. I'm able to understand the terminology they use it. So I'm able to do the better conversation. I'm able to understand their requirement better, or I'm able to get the right requirement out from them. When you discuss with the business by themselves, they would not be talking about that this is we require. They would be around the bush. Okay, so you need to take them to the point. So your operation experience helps you a lot. If you are into the production, chemical production, I will recommend you PP. Although if you're very interested in TM, you can go ahead. I don't stop you, it's your call. But if you'll ask my recommendation, I would recommend you that later on you can jump into TM, but start with your the domain knowledge. Domain knowledge, if it is in production, start with PP. That was for Nilesh. Imran question I have already answered. Gopi has a question. Am SD consultant planning to do TM? Gopi has also raised the hand, so I will ask him to unmute. Yeah, Gopi, please go ahead.
Hello. Hi, sir. This is Gopi Shankar here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the totally 10 years experience as a logistic, domain one. And after that, I done the certification in the SD. and I have the total 7 years experience in the SD model. And I done the certification in S4HANA also, sales part of it. And after that, I done the TM certification also. I was taken some dump from one of the friends, and I saw the YouTube once, and I got that SAP Express books also. After that, my company is given the for the TM certification one. I done the TM certification. Currently, I am doing the some practices. So I am planning to update myself doing the live section with the professional trainer. And one more question is I asked whether my package will be increased after I switch to the new company. Is it, I will be considered as the fresher, TM or how?
Right now, you are working as a SAP SD consultant. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so if you're working as an SD consultant, jumping into TM is a very good decision. Okay, so that decision is correct.
Okay.
So I would recommend you that go ahead with TM, and when you will jump into a new company, it totally depends. You will not be considered as a fresher. Even they consider as a fresher for you as a TM, the salary hike would be given to you than what you are working on. But when you learn TM, we will recommend you that at least go with the 6 month to 1 year experience in TM.
Okay,
Okay.
at least I should show the 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of TM consultant, we take it, they have a 10 years, 10, 12 years of SD experience. Those experiences valuated because your consulting experience is the what which is which has a value, right? So you cannot say that zero, it will start from the zero. When you're jumping from one module to another module, your previous module experience is always counted. And this way, SD is there. So SD is always counted because it has a strong linkage with TM.
Okay. Thank you.
You are not the one. Most of the 70% of the TM consultant we see who shifted their career from SD.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, thank you, Gopi.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question from Dilip. If you have less experience and career gap, how to handle it? Nowadays, minimum 3 years of experience required for a call. You are right that the little bit of experience is required, but if you don't have a experience, if you don't have enough experience, you'll have to stay with it. Whatever the experience you have, you need to wait for it. If other people are getting 4 calls, you would be getting 1 call, right? Make sure that the 1 call which you are getting it, you try to get it converted. There are also companies who are also giving a chance to freshers also. Okay, even we are also giving a chance to the freshers also on the lower salary packages. Okay, so make sure that when you are starting it, ready for that. There are companies who are giving chances to freshers, but they want a 2 years of bond, and some company 3 years of bond. So you should be ready and open for those positions when you want to get your career started. Because when you get your career started, even you think कि भैया मैं तो trained हूँ, मैंने तो training ली है, you don't know anything right now. If you have not done a single consulting jobs, you have still a lot to learn. So first 6 months to 9 months, it would be only an investment from a company on you, where they will make you understand how the consultant works, although you feel that you are delivering it, but actually the company is investing on you. So be ready for those kind of jobs, and then you will also get the right opportunity. Make sure if you're not getting the enough calls, add multiple modules. Okay, that helps. Aarti is having a question. If have a basic knowledge on SAP MM, then for which bundle of SastraGeek course should I select? Either go for mastery or advanced. What is the difference? Aarti, you need to raise your hand. I will ask few questions from you, and then I will answer your question. I need to understand when you say basic knowledge, what kind of basic knowledge you have. Aarti, can you raise your hand? I have unmuted you.
Hello.
Yeah, Aarti, can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, sir. Actually, I just wanted to know that if I have an experience as a end user, Okay, and I have done some SAP practice through Udemy and other YouTube platforms. So should this is at this point, should I go for the mastery or advanced? That's I want to just know.
You need to go for mastery. You need to go for mastery bundle because Udemy, what you have done, I have seen the Udemy courses.
Okay.
What we teach in the mastery, if you have done through the Udemy, if you have done through the end user, you are still on to the 15 to 20% of the knowledge of what we teach in the mastery.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so our content, if you will include the SAP job and mastery also, and this also, and the videos in the certification, it goes somewhere around 180 to 200 hours of content. And plus practice on the system, it goes into somewhere around 400 hours of your total efforts which goes in. So I would recommend you with what you have said, you need to go for the SAP Mastery bundle, not the excellence one. I will go to Sri Devi, having 2.5 years of SAP, moved to US and worked on non-IT jobs. How to get back into SAP? Sri Devi has also raised her hand. Uh, I will ask to unmute.
Hi, Parminder. How are you?
I'm good, Sri Devi. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So, I have 2.5 years of experience back in India working on SAP. And then I moved here because of visa issues. I had to work on non-IT jobs. And then, pandemic happened, and I took a maternity break. So I have a career break, I would say just a couple of years. But I feel that right now I want to get back again into SAP. So
Two
what
and
would
a
you
half years.
suggest?
2.5 years is in which module in India?
ABAP, SAP ABAP, and a little bit. I've worked on an upgradation project for Coca-Cola, and then an implementation project for Henkel. So yeah, and
Okay, and
specifically I would say FICO, and then ABAP, a lot of ABAP. Yeah.
a lot of ABAP, and the development was in FICO and MM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the
Reports.
non-IT jobs which you have done, what kind of jobs it was?
So I worked at a law firm, and then I worked for a private college, enrolling students into IT training programs and helping them to get into IT jobs. Yeah. So I haven't
Okay.
used SAP in those particular roles when I was working for a college and when I was working at a law firm.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. And when you have worked, now when you want to join back into SAP, you want to join back in ABAP only, right?
Not ABAP, because, I would not consider myself so comfortable with that. But I'm looking for functional, roles that would be better suited for me.
2.5 years experience was with which company in India?
Accenture.
Okay, got it. Got it. So first thing you need to do, you need to select the module. So you said MM and FICO was there. Do you have any finance background?
Finance. I have a technology engineering background.
Technology engineering background. Then I would suggest you go for MM. So you
Okay.
need to go for the MM one. And when I said you need to also manipulate your experience, okay, you can showcase that you was having a techno-function role so that we also don't want to get your ABAP skill wasted
Yeah.
because techno-functional requirements are there in specific modules. So we can market you as a techno-functional consultant where you can say that you are having a total 2.5 years of experience as a SAP MM techno-functional, and then you took the career break, and then recently you have upgraded yourself into the SAP S/4HANA. That's what you can showcase, and you need to do the both S/4HANA, MM mastery and excellence. And because you're onto the career break, you can do the internship so that 6 months of implementation exposure you can get it from the internship, and then you would be able to get your career started back. But
Okay.
let me also tell you, I don't want you to put any kind of a false picture in front of you. US market is very competitive.
Yeah. Mm.
US market would not be that easy, right? That's why I want you to be there as a techno function. They generally require a people, even though very less work would be there, but they require knowledge. Okay, this also, this also, this also, 3, 4 modules, they will mention it.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
be ready to learn a lot if you need to be succeed in the US market.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And when would you have this? Do you have these sessions every Sunday?
No, this we will be we do the sessions throughout the year. Our next iteration will start in at the end of April or first week of May. We are working on building our labs.
Okay.
Okay, and sessions happens on Wednesday morning India time, and I think Saturday or Sunday morning India time. 2 sessions would be there per week.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Sridevi. Shivani is asking which is the best module to cross skills for SAP PP? So for if you want to have a cross knowledge on SAP, if you already know SAP PP, if you want to have a cross knowledge, the first module is QM. QM is a very good to add. PPQM goes hands in hand. If you have done the QM, the another module which you can do is PM, plant maintenance. They all are linked modules. Okay, PP, QM, PM. These are the good modules to add on with PP. Karthik is saying, I'm SD consultant. Which next module should I learn? If you are SD consultant, you can learn SAP CS, customer service. Or if you want to go for the advanced module, you can also learn SAP TM. S. Kasamali is asking, okay, one-to-one time. Okay, sure. Kasamali, my team will send you a link so that you can book my slot to have a one-to-one session. Vineet has raised hand and Vineet has also a question. I will give Vineet to ask to unmute. I have
Hi,
about
Pawan.
4 years of ABAP experience. I want to cross skill to functional to become a techno-functional consultant. Please advise. Yeah, go ahead, Vineet.
Hi, Parmina. Good evening. So, I'm having about 4 years of experience in SAP ABAP HANA, wherein I worked back in India for 3 years, and then I moved to US to pursue my masters. I just completed masters in May 2023, and from past August, I've been working as an SAP ABAP consultant onshore in United States. So right now I'm in a stage where I wanted to cross skill, and I just feel like SAP ABAP has become kind of old school. I need to upgrade my skills to functional and also probably BTP in order to sustain here in the US market. So I would wanted you to please advise me what to do and like what should be the path here.
Putting a hand on BTP is very good. If you want to be, you need to decide that whether you want to remain in the technical or add function into it. BTP, Fiori, these UI5, these are the few skill set which would be very important if you remain into the technical side of it. If you want to add
But what
functional,
I'm sorry to please go ahead, please go ahead.
yeah, if you want to add functional, you need to first let me know that in your ABAP career, which kind of developments you have worked on, which modules you have worked on more.
I worked on SD, and FI. I worked on all of these three projects because I was working in a consulting firm wherein I used to be switching into different projects for every 6 months to 1 year. I worked for a couple of rollout projects and a couple of implementation projects during my tenure. So I have worked more on SD and I could say, rather than FI.
Okay, then you need to go ahead with the either with the SD. One of these module you need to select for either SD or and learn that module first so that you can market one function module, you can add it to it. So out of SD or MM, you need to select one of it.
Okay. And do you also even provide BTP courses as well, Parminder?
As of now, we don't have a BTP courses. Vineet.
Okay, I get it. Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vineet. Okay, the next question I have from Murli. Do all MNC cross train us in different modules in-house, or do we have to upskill ourselves from coaching centers? My experience with the MNC is not that good on the trainings. What skill set I have taken, I have gone through the outside courses, because what I believe is you yourself is your product. You should not depend on the another companies to develop or to garnish your product. Okay, so you are getting a job because of your skill set. So make sure you don't depend, whatever you get from the existing companies, you can go ahead with it. So in Accenture, we were able to get some trainings when we are on bench. If we are working on a project, then no trainings. And the people who give the trainings is also the people who are on bench, who want some chargeability that they have worked on something. So the quality of trainings was not that good. Okay, the quality of training was not that good. I tried to upskill myself on ABAP with Accenture, just a 5 days boot camp. I hardly able to learn anything. So whatever you are getting in the existing MNCs, get it, but don't depend on them. If you need to search outside to upskill yourself, go ahead and search outside and get upskilled yourself. I was working on to the OTM project with within Accenture. They don't provide me training on OTM because I need to work onto the SAP side. But I was more interested to know, so I took outside training for OTM so that I would be able to handle my project better and gain some knowledge on it also. So, Murli, don't depend on the companies. Make sure you upgrade yourself on your own. I have a question. Registration for SAP S/4HANA MM. Bhupender will be giving you a link. Bhupender, give a link to Ravneet for S/4HANA MM registration. BTP security, we don't have as of now. Okay, before I go ahead with the next question from Vinod, there is a hand raise for Nilesh. I would like to give a chance to Nilesh.
Yeah, hi, Parminder.
Hi, Nilesh.
Yeah, actually, thank you for arranging this beautiful session. Actually, in the 2017, I joined Year Technology as a SAP FI trainee. But initial stage, there was no any projects allocated to us. So we were gaining knowledge. But later, 1 year after bench, uh, I got one project in Bihar. After that, as well, I got one project in Gujarat as an implementation. But there, I did not explore much things because due to some my health issues and family issues. And later in Corona period, I switched my technology in another things, another ERP. There was some reasons. So right now I'm still in the yes technology. I have completed 6 years. So can you please guide me in this?
Which technology you have shifted to?
It's a QAD.
QAD. What is that?
Yes. Actually, that long form still I don't know. Yeah, but I'm still working there. Means it's a small ERP and the work is also simple. This is
Mm-hmm.
not related to any finance and all things. But I'm really interested to switch back to SAP.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
And you
initially,
started in
in
FICO, right?
yes, yes, yes. I've got two projects in Shalby Hospital as that project was implementation. So
Mm-hmm.
initially, I was working there, like documentations creation, like BBP, like all this documentation I have created, and some configuration I did in both the projects. I got another project that was in Bihar electricity project for whole Bihar.
Mm-hmm.
But later, due to health issue, I was on 3 months of leave, and then Corona came. So at that time, I want to save my job. So and later projects were gone from this technology. So I switched to another technology.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it from myself.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so what I would say, Nilesh, that in that case, you need to refresh on SAP FICO, do the FICO mastery course, which we have, and all the 6 years experience which you have in the Yash need to be shown only in SAP FICO.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, don't show QAD. If you don't want to grow your career in QAD, don't show in your CV. Show whatever the projects you have done in QAD, that also you show, case that was a project in SAP FICO.
Okay.
Okay, so learn FICO mastery, learn FICO excellence. And with that, you will refresh. You will be refreshed on FICO and start looking outside in the FICO jobs. Because of you already have a 2 project experience, you still tagged with Yash Technology, you
Yes.
would be able to get the next job in FICO very easily. I don't see any difficulties getting it until unless you don't have a sound knowledge on FICO and you're not able to answer the question in the interviews.
Yeah. So in that case, I need to do most of the practices and gain practical as well as uh, on the system as well.
Hands-on practice would be very important. So go ahead and join the FICO mastery course, which we have.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that was Nilesh. I will go ahead with Vinod question. How to keep patience and not forget concepts? This has happened to me. I learned 1 year back and did not get interviews without showing any experience. So I forgot everything. I will tell you a couple of story of myself. One story, it came from my, I think it's a 3rd semester exam, which I've given in SAP Mechanical. It was called MOS, Strength of Materials, right? It was one of the favorite subject. I gave the exam and I got a back. Okay, it was my favorite subject. Whenever I read a book, I keep on underlining and I made my notes on one register somehow, but I got a back in that exam. I was very sure that if I will be putting a revaluation for it, it will get clear because my exam was good. It should not be the less marks given to me. I was very sure. I have applied for the revaluation. Revaluation result did not came. The university works very slow. It went to the next year when the exam need to happen again. And my friend suggested that you also apply for the exam. If by chance, if the revaluation results does not came and if I have a low marks, then what will happen? I just again applied for the exam and I was waiting a day before and I was having a back-to-back exam. I was giving 5th semester exam and I need to also give a back exam of a 3rd semester. And I was still waiting for till that day also that revaluation result will come and it come. And evening I was sitting, I have not done any preparation at all for the exam. Next day I was having an exam. I don't know what to do. I just slept. I wake up in the morning 2 a.m. and I opened my book. Whatever the chapters I was underlined, whatever the notes I have prepared, I studied almost for 5 hours. 5 hours of study I have did. I sat in the exam one by one. I read the question. I start writing. I myself does not know how I have written that exam.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
And I was the second topper in the exam only after the 5 hours of study. What helped me is the notes which I have put it down. That notes, when I was reading it, it refreshed everything. I was thinking that I don't know anything about this subject, but this 5 hours of study, the notes which I have kept was so beautifully articulated that within 5 hours, I was able to complete my syllabus. That's why I suggest, the people ask me, कि, sir, सारे mind maps दे दो, हमको ये दे दो, वो दे दो. Nothing will work better than your own notes. And nowadays, make sure that you make the digital notes. You can use this application I'm using for the MindMax XMind. You can use it for free. You can use OneNote. Create your own digital notes. That helps a lot. Before going for interviews, if you will go through your own notes for 2 hours, everything will get refreshed in your mind. Similar thing happens when I was working in a PP, and for 2 or 3 years, I have worked in a SD project, SD and OTM project, Oracle Transport Management project. I have worked, and then when I want to apply for the jobs again, I thought a lot of jobs are there still in the PP, so I don't want to go for SD. And but I was thinking I don't know anything in PP. I updated my resume as a PP and I applied for the PP jobs. PP interviews came to me. And then again, I sat for some time. I went to the SPROs, my PP notes I have went through, and I was able to crack all the interviews in PP. I gave 3 interviews in PP and I was able to crack it. Last 3 years, I have never worked on PP. Because of the good notes, it helped to retain the knowledge. Okay. Whenever you are working on the system, take screenshot, make your own notes, make your own Word documents, your PPTs. And then also you share on that's why we give assignments, a lot of assignments, we give it to you. And I ask you, you need to prepare a presentation document for it and then later on share it over the LinkedIn also so that your reach can be increased. So when you create a documentation on your own, it goes into your blood. And then before interview, if you spend 3-4 hours to refresh the things, a lot of things you would be able to answer it. That is for Vinod. I have a question from Zuresh. Can we include this experience in your CV, even though we haven't been part of implementation project since it is mentioned? Yes, you can, Zuresh. You can. I always do that. Whatever the job I want to apply for, I just put it into my CV. And when the interview call come, I don't know, somehow, because you need to sit in the interview and then you need to prepare for it, you will learn it. That's another strategy I tell to my students. Even though you don't learn, even though you are into the 40-50% of the training, I ask you to put your CVs into the job market. Because when the interview call comes, a lot of things which you was thinking I will learn, I will go through in last 2-3 months. When the interview call is scheduled, you will be able to do it in 2-3 days, which you was not able to do it in 2-3 months. So do that, not a problem. Pratik is having a question. I am fresh and I am looking to start my career in SAP for the HR module. I needed your guidance. So Pratik, if you're fresher, you want to start with HR, you can do it. We have a very good trainer. We are associated with him. We don't provide, but he provides. Success Factor is the right module. So Pratik, you need to drop an email to support@sastrageek.com. They will give you a link. From there, I think Neil Dari is the name, and he would be able to give you very good HR trainings. Niladri, not Nilari, Niladri. Yeah. IMSD, Bhupendra has already applied. TM would be very good after the SD. Now I will give a chance to Abu Bakr Muhammad. Abu Bakr, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Parminder.
Hi.
Yes, Parminder, I have BCom. I have my BCom and I have enrolled myself into Executive MBA, which is a dual degree program. One is from Indian University, that is Information Technology, and in AHU, which is American University, I have taken Supply Chain and Logistics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have experience in SAP. Previously, I worked in Flipkart and Walmart in India. Then right now, I'm in Saudi Arabia, working for Katyan Nati Huneni, which is a logistic company. Right now, I'm into a project with Sabic Petrochemia. It's a plant. Right now, I'm working there as an end user. I started my job a month ago. And as I wanted, hands-on experience to SAP GUI, I just took a Udemy course, training course. Then
Udemy course on which module?
for beginner
Which module?
in beginner level, just to know the SAP. What
Okay.
is SAP? How does it work?
So current project, what is your role?
A logistic coordinator.
Logistics coordinator. What do you do as a logistics coordinator?
I'm still, getting trained. Right now, they have put me into quality.
What do you do there?
My roles and responsibilities are people make loading some. They have some papers. Once the material get load and gets out from the plant, they have some procedures which they do with the help of SAP, loading voucher and something like this. Uh, I have to take this and make some batch summaries, and maybe they'll give me some more tasks in SAP.
Mhm.
And I want to be a SAP consultant in future.
Mhm. Okay, I got it. So what I would suggest you, Abu Bakr, just wait for 15 more days there and
Mm-hmm.
try to understand what is your job profile, what kind of task has been given to you, what kind of transactions you are doing in an SAP. Based on that, we would be asking you to upskill. Based on that, we will be asking you to select a module. With
Mm.
client
It's
task, I cannot suggest you a
uh,
module, but somehow it looks like should be linked to SD, sales and distribution.
I used one transaction T code which is LT24, and also they are making GIs closing, and once the material is going out, they are making GIs. I'm
Good.
just sidebarring right now.
Yeah, then it's more related to SAP SD. So you can go for SAP SD mastery course. Okay. And with that course and with your continue with your existing job, do it in parallel. And then you
Mm-hmm.
will be able to try yourself in the market as a SAP SD consultant.
So will I be able to, put my logistic coordinator role in my CV and try to show as you said, will I be able to, manipulate that I worked as whatever any?
Yes, you would be able to do that, and that guidance you will get it from our course, which is named SAP Job and Mastery. With that, you would be able to get the guidance that how to manipulate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much, Parminder.
Sure, sure, Abu Bakr. So next question I have from Mangala. I am fresher. I'm looking career in MBA finance. I have done MBA finance. I have a career gap. So Mangla, what you can do is that you can do our SAP FICO mastery course. And because you are fresher, you don't have any kind of experience, internship program would fit for you well. And after doing this, although it's a consultant level training, I want you to actually work as an accountant where SAP is there, or indirectly, I want you to work as a SAP end user. So these trainings, which where basically you would be getting all the processes knowledge and how the transaction can happen in SAP, would also help you to get an operations job. So if you are complete fresher, you can look for a consulting job. Okay, but parallel to consulting, you should also be open for a operations job. Okay, where you should be working as an accountant, accounts payable, account receivable, asset management clerk, those kind of position where SAP is there. You can look forward, work there for 2-3 years in a domain, and then switch your career into the consultant later. So that should be the approach, Mangala. I have a question from Ayush. I'm working on SAP security from last 2 years. Will I will I can join the program even though I am about to resign from my current job? Ayush, you need to raise your hand so that I can understand a little bit more. I will ask you to unmute. Nilesh question I have already answered. Yeah, go ahead, Ayush.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Hello. Sir, actually, currently I am working in SAP security domain, but currently in my organization, I'm not getting the responsibilities. I mean, which will be fruitful for my career growth. Like currently, I am getting the opportunities like that. Suppose I have to download some Excel. I mean, some data like suppose. Users and the user description, and then I have to upload in different TRs and things like that. I mean, very basic kind of responsibilities I am getting, which I think I'm not able to be. I mean, it is not very good for my growth. So, sir, what can I move forward with? I mean, which course should I go with so that it can be good for my career? Because in SAP security, currently the roles which I am working right now, I don't see that much growth for me, and because of that only maybe I will be resigning from this in next 5 to 6 days without even having the offer.
That's not good to resign without having offer. If you can take it back, I'm not sure which company you work, but many company has an option, even one day before you can take back your resignation. If you can take it back, you can take it back. If you don't have an offer, I don't suggest to get it resigned, whatever you're working, because the number of months and years are counted, so that experience are keep getting counted, right? So if you can take it back, you can take it back, and then with your existing job, update and upgrade yourself so that you can get a next job which you like. So right now you don't require a work in SAP security. So do you want to get shift to SAP ABAP, or do you want to get shift to the functional roles?
Sir, actually I want to be in SAP ABAP particularly.
SAP ABAP, so you need to learn ABAP in parallel to your existing job,
Okay.
update your CV, try to get an offer for ABAP consultant, and then resign from your existing job.
Okay, sir.
That should be the path.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for answering my question.
Sure. Thank you, Ayush. Ravneet is having a question. Is it advisable to go for EWM along with MM? After MM? First try to complete MM, then EWM, not along with. Murli is having a question. I am working in banking sector and not having any IT experience. Please suggest me which SAP module is a good one for me to explore the opportunity in SAP. Having 15 years of banking experience. Now, the banking experience, if you have a finance domain, Murli, if you come from a finance domain, then you can do a course which is SAP FICO. If you are looking for sales part in the banking domain, then you can go for SAP SD module. Okay, but if the finance background is there, then go for SAP FICO. So next I'm going to Shivani. Shivani, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Shivani, you can unmute yourself. Shivani, just she. Okay, by the time Shivani is speaking or unmuting, Ashish Kumar, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Good evening. This is Ashish, sir.
Hi, Ashish.
Sir, I am retired from Air Force. Since last 20 years, I was working there as a technical trade, sir. And I have experience in Maximo, sir. This is IBM, and some experience on enroll, sir, which we in Air Force was running on that. So now SAP is very new to me. should I go with SAP or what should be your recommendation for that? So I need your guidance in this, sir.
So the project management role which you are doing, that is a SAP project, is it?
This is not an SAP model, sir. This is only because this is a startup where I am working today nowadays. It is only a startup, sir. So they are not using any module, any type of ERP, na. They are just, matlab, it is on just Excel sheet and all. They are maintaining that.
Okay, and what exactly you are working? What are the exact what is the exact job profile do you have?
Yeah, this is regarding, sir, product development. You can say we are in aviation field, sir. In aviation, we used to develop some product which is useful for the aircraft. So these all process, na, like production. This how getting the contract from the vendors. This management of all spares and all. So this all work we are looking on that because it is a startup. So I am having a number of roles in that, but still they are not following any ERP module.
And why do you want to leave that kind of profile and jump into SAP?
Sir, I want to serve something new, sir. See, matlab, this is a new experience for me. And obviously, earlier in Air Force, when I was in Air Force, I have worked on IBM software, sir, that Maximo. We have made one EMMS software for Air Force at that time. So I'm having that experience in handling that ERP module. And as well as on the second version, Emols was there, which was handling the material management system, sir.
Okay, that was a material management system you was using for the inventory management or the
Yes,
procurement also?
Yes, sir. That was using for in the Air Force, sir, that we were using that. So I'm having that experience in that, but I have not used it in, matlab, after coming back from service. So I have not used that experiences here. So I want to start with the ERP module, something, matlab, na, so it's like SAP or something. So I just need your guidance. Ki how should I go with it?
So with that software in your Air Force experience, you was creating purchase requisition, purchase orders. What kind
Yes,
of
sir.
work you was doing in that software?
We used to demand the spares. Then that spares, whatever the spares that is, matlab, we have to check out what are the production that is a requirement in the production. So as per that, we take the spares. Then in production also, we used to give that records, na, ki, what are the items that we have produced, how we have produced, who has worked in that, who were the technical person. So these all also we used to cater in that. Like we are having the job card, and then that job card they used to put the whatever the CA work instruction was there, na. So that work instruction we used to keep it there, and we used to just submit, and then that work order will be processed. So this all process, matlab, it is a synchronized way. This all used to happen, sir.
Got it, got it. So if you want to start with SAP, so check in your existing role whether if you're working more into the procurement side, start with SAP MM. If you're more working into the sales side, start with the SG. But I think that in your current role, current profile, you are more into the procurement and production, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So PP can also be one of the module. If you know the production processes, PP is
Okay.
always a niche module where less people knows it. You can also try to start your career with PP, Ashish.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, sir.
yeah,
Thank you
my
so much.
team will let you know the details of the PP course, and you can try to start with that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashish. Sridevi has another question. My husband is in investment banking since 12 years. Can he start his career with SAP? If yes, FICO module or any other module? So if you are into the investment banking, but if you have a background as a finance, let's say if you have done commerce, MBA finance, that kind of finance background is there, where you know how the accounts payable, how the account receivables, how the other things works, then Sridevi, he can start with SAP FICO. If some background to the finance is there. Karthik has a question. When the batch is going to start for SAP TM? TM would be in the May, not before that, Karthik. Ashish question, I have already answered it. Pratik has a question. I'm a fresher. I'm looking to start my career in SAP HR. Yeah, Pratik question earlier I have answered for HR. Just drop an email to support@SastraGeek and we'll let you know one of the institute who trains in HR. Thank you for appreciation, Neha. Neha saying that QAD is Enterprise Resource Planning Software Quality Assurance Director. Okay, thank you for full form, Neha. Gopi has a question. When will be the next batch will start for TM? That has been answered by Bhupender. Kasamli also has answered that what is QAD. Thank you for that. Okay. Abu Bakr question I have already answered. Then I have a question from Ashutosh. Which module to choose between MM and SD for better future scope in terms of salary and opportunities? Please tell me upcoming training batches for the same. So don't select Ashutosh a module based on the opportunities or salary. Select the module based on your domain experience. What kind of domain experience you have, or whether you more get connected with the inbound ones, you are more interested in the inbound ones, procurement related stuff, or you are more interested into the sales related business processes. Based on your domain experience or based on your interest, select your module. Okay, if you say that you're more interested into the procurements or you're more interested into the inventory, select the MM. If you're more interested into the outbound logistics, sales, select the SD. Is good career in SAP TM with SD? Yes, SAP SD plus TM combination works good. I can see Karthik has also raised the hand, so we'll ask him to unmute.
Hi, Bhupender.
Hi, Karthik.
Basically, right now I'm working as a SAP SD consultant, and other than SD, I have very good knowledge about the MM and Elytra as well. Okay, logistic execution and transportation. But I also enthusiastic to learn the SAP TM as well to get for my better career. So is that good, or means I just want to know, is that better option, or
that is a perfect option if you know SD, if you know LETRA. All the people who was working on LETRA must upgrade themselves to SAP TM.
Okay.
So I would say it should be must for you to upgrade because of your LETRA experience. If you want to use it ahead, the upcoming module for that is SAP SD.
Okay. And I also want to know which industry they are actually implement the SAP TM. Is that the like a logistic company, or it is the product based company who has going to implement the SAP TM?
You will see 70 to 80% product based companies who is implementing SAP TM. Okay, and that we call as a shipper scenario in SAP TM. And 20 to 30% of the projects you will get it into the logistics company, that we call it as a LSP scenario in SAP TM.
Okay, yeah.
So I have seen more product-based company adopting to the TM than the logistics-based company.
Okay, yeah. So is that a good opportunity in future to, if I go with the SAP TM?
Yes, TM has a very good opportunity. Then SD, LETRA plus TM combination is awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, Karthik. Shivani has a question. If I'm looking for implementation experience, I should join a mastery or excellence course. Shivani, if you're looking for implementation experience and if you want to experience sitting in an internship batch where you would be doing the implementation on your own, the mock internship, which I have explained, if you want to do that, you need to take both mastery and excellence bundle. If you are only want to go ahead with the theoretical knowledge, which means that the video-based training, which will be available, you need to go ahead with the mastery course. Okay. If you want to join as an internship and in internship, you want to experience implementation, you need to take both bundles, mastery and excellence. If you want to only go through you will say that, okay, I have a video access for the implementation and I will go through on my own. Then you need to go with the mastery bundle.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
Pramod has a question. Okay, that Bhupender has already answered. Murli is asking for FICO course details. Bhupender, please provide it. Shivani is unable to unmute, but I have already answered your question, Shivani. You can raise your hand again if it is still not answered. Yeah. Go ahead, Noshad. Noshad, you can unmute.
Hello, sir. Good evening, Parminder Saab.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, I am Naushad. Actually, I am now 44 years old. Actually, in 2012, I had learned SAP ABAP, three months course. But I couldn't get a job, or I was still an end user. And then before 3 years back, I again joined one company, but still I am end user in the sourcing and procurement part. I do GR and stock transfer, stock adjustment, like that.
So, Noshad, you said you did ABAP training, is it?
Yeah, earlier, 10 years back.
10
and I
years back.
forgot everything.
Now you are interested in the technical or the functional?
Actually, I am now interested in the functional, and I 1 year back I had joined for the bundle course, sourcing and procurement, and this one.
Mastery bundle.
Excellence, yeah. But the what is the server access? I couldn't use it.
Okay. Have you completed the course?
Not yet, sir, because I couldn't get enough time due to some other reasons. So I need the server access again. So is there any discount or something for the old user to get the server access?
That you need to drop an email to support@sastrageek.com and check with them. They
okay.
only handle this. We know that you can re-access the things by getting the access again to your mastery bundle.
Okay.
50% plus GST you need to pay to redo the things. Now,
Okay.
Noshad, you know that life is very difficult.
Yes.
Life never gives you time. You need to always buy time from the life.
Yes.
So make sure that you get your excess back
Okay.
trading with the 50% of the amount.
Okay.
And make sure you buy the time because it will happen
Okay.
again and again.
Okay.
Best way to buy the time is update your CV and
Okay.
upload into the job portals.
Okay.
Okay, with that, you will get some motivation. Some interview calls will come, some emails will come that will motivate you to learn. And if one interview is scheduled, you would be able to learn in 2 to 3 days more than what you have learned in last 4 or 5 months.
Okay. Is there any other courses which I can take, or this is the best course which I took earlier?
No, this is the one you need to go, SAP Mastery.
Okay.
Okay, get this completed first. Job Hunt Mastery, don't miss it. Job Hunt Mastery would be giving you the Job Hunt Mastery is a part of the bundle that will be giving you the job.
Okay.
Make sure to get it completed.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you, Nishant. Pramod is asking, will you take our interview knowledge to check directly take up the advanced course? We don't take your interviews. We just check your profile, and based on that, we give you the recommendations. Okay. We don't take the interview to ask you that whether you are okay with the advanced course. By checking your profile and based on interest, we just recommend you. Although if you are going for the internship, we try to speak with you before enrolling you for the internship, although you are eligible for the internship if you have taken the 2 bundles. But before making sure that you are going into the internship, we try to speak with you to check whether you would be able to give that time which is required to complete the assignments. Because the limited seats are there. If you have gone through if you have jumped into the internship and seat has been consumed and then you are not completing the assignments, it impacts the whole project. Okay, that was the last question. I was having it. Gopi has one more question. In TM course, we'll teach both shipper and LSP. Yes, in TM, we teach both shipper and LSP, but our major focus remains on shipper scenario. And then there would be one or two sessions on LSP. Because 80% of the projects which we see in the market are on shipper. Our major focus is on shipper, but we also teach LSP. A lot of things also is common between shipper and LSP. So when we cover the shipper, many things is already covered. So then we do some 1 or 2 sessions on LSP. Pramod is saying, I have 15 years in supply chain. I am a key user. I have implementation experience in MM. I want a quick crash course plus do you offer EWM? Yes, we do offer EWM. We don't offer EWM. We offer one of the best course in the world in EWM, and we offer one of the best course in the world in MM. I can guarantee that you will not get better than that. You will not get better stuff or more stuff what we are offering around the world. Crash course we don't have. Crash course, if you want to do it, you can write it to support team, support@sastrageek.com. They will check your requirement and they will put our consultant with you. Okay, and that is charged on the hourly basis. If you will say 4 hours I need, 6 hours I need, somebody quickly tell me the knowledge about a particular thing. We will put a consultant with you to give you a quick knowledge, and that is charged on the hourly basis. So you can check by putting your exact requirement, Pramod, on support@sastrageek.com. That would be 1-to-1. Okay, with that, I have already answered all of the questions. I don't see any hand raised, and I also don't see any of the questions in the chat. And with that, we will be ending our session for today. Thank you everyone for joining this session. Thank you everyone for asking so many exciting questions. Our mastery courses are going to start by end of April, or if the servers is not ready, it can be the first week of May, but the next iteration is going to start soon. You can enroll yourself. As soon as you enroll, you will be getting all the courses assigned to you. You can go with the recorded videos and prepare yourself before you join the live sessions. वो कहते हैं ना कि when we were into the school, teacher will used to say कि ये chapter घर से पढ़ के आना, then you will understand it better. So before jumping into the live interactive session, I expect if you have gone through some of the videos, your focus and interest would be much higher in the live sessions. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day ahead. Have a good week ahead. Bye-bye for now.